everybody! For this Meghan Monday, I'm going to talk about getting hit in the face with a softball. It's kind of funny and kind of sad. And I learned a good lesson, besides the fact that I'm bad at softball. So when I was in 10th grade, I was 15 years old, and my friends convinced me to play softball because I was athletic and they didn't have enough people on the team, and the coach was my fair teacher. So I was like, oh, I don't really have any desire to play, but okay, I'll try it. Every year my school went on a retreat, and my coach decided that we needed to have softball practice while we were there. So we're just practicing, whatever. It was a bright sunny day in the mountains of Georgia. My coach was showing off a little bit and hitting the ball as hard as he possibly could. And it was the last hit of practice. And the girl in front of me was like, I got it. And she like had her glove up, and it was really bright, so I couldn't see. And she was in front of me. And at the last second, I guess she kind of got scared or something and moved her glove because it was coming so fast. And so I caught the ball with my face. I don't really remember it hitting my face, but I knew that it did because I woke up on the ground bleeding. The first thing I said when I opened my eyes was just like, ugh, this is gonna suck. And then my friend Shay, who was like one of my best friends in high school, she was like, oh my god, you look so bad. And she was right. The ball hit me so hard that I couldn't see out of my left eye, and the nurse at the camp up there was like, one of your pupils is bigger than the other. And I was like, well, what does that mean? She's like, it means one of your pupils is bigger than the other. And I was like, okay, lady, but am I gonna ever be able to see again? And she was like, oh, I don't know. And so I wanted to kill her. Also, it hit a nerve in my face, so I couldn't feel anything in my mouth. I thought all my teeth had fallen out, and my nose was bleeding because it was broken. I've never even had a nosebleed before in my whole life, so I didn't even know what to do about that. And my parents were on a flight to Florida, so we tried to call them. They didn't get the messages until they landed, and they had all these like messages from the emergency room and whatever. My coach and a teacher took me to this like hospital in the middle of nowhere. Eventually, I got x-rayed. My eyesight started to come back, thank God. The doctor was like, well, it broke your nose, which was pretty obvious because it was like on the other side of my face. So he was like, it broke your nose, your cheekbone, and your orbital bone, which I was like, I don't even know what that is. And he's like, well, it's basically the bone that keeps your eye in place. So, you need plastic surgery. And that was not exciting to hear that news. By the way, I wasn't in any pain at this point because my face was just totally numb and I couldn't feel anything. So when my mom landed in Florida, she got all these messages like from the hospital and everything. And so she took the next plane back. And so then I finally got home at like midnight that night, and she got home just like a little bit before me, and she walks out of the house and she's just like, oh honey. And then I just start bawling like I've never cried before. I'm so ugly. I hadn't cried the whole day. Like I was trying to be like really tough about it, you know? And I was just like, yeah, I look like a cyclops, and my face is probably gonna be messed up for the rest of my life, and I might be blind, and I can't feel my teeth, but I'm not gonna cry. Anyways, once the swelling went down, like a week or, I think it was like a week or two later, then I had to get the plastic surgery, and they fixed my nose. I still think it's like pretty crooked. And they fixed my cheekbone, and they had to replace my orbital bone, or else my eye was just gonna, so I have some like fake bone material in here. So that's fun. Anyways, the reason that I wanted to tell you guys this story was because when this happened, the bruise just like spread and my face just looked like disgusting, like so ugly. I couldn't go anywhere without everyone staring at me. And like I was kind of used to people staring at me like whenever I talked and they like heard my voice, it like, you know, gave me weird stares. But like this, I didn't even have to talk, and everyone just like stared at me like there's something wrong with me. And some people would ask what happened, other people would just stare like, why are you so ugly? I just became so shy. Like I had never been that shy in my life because I felt like I couldn't go anywhere without people making me like feel terrible. about myself. I couldn't understand why all of this happened to me, like why I had to get hit in the face. It ended my soccer career, and I wanted to be a professional soccer player. Like, that was what I wanted to do before I wanted to be an actor. So I was like devastated when the doctor told me I wasn't allowed to play soccer anymore. But I think it happened because it taught me such an important lesson. I was afraid to go in public. Like, I didn't want to leave my house because I just had this massive bruise over my face and I had to wear a nose cast for weeks. And I just hated going anywhere because people just made me feel terrible, like just staring at me and being like, what's wrong with you? So what I'm trying to say is, don't make people feel bad for something they can't control. I didn't choose to get hit in the face. Like, if someone has something unique looking about them, don't just like stare at them until they feel like crap and just make them feel like an outcast. It's a terrible feeling, and don't do that to anybody. If someone looks different than you, be like, that's cool. I would hate it if the whole world looked like me. It would be terrible. And I hope that made any sense at all. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it made some kind of sense. And I hope you subscribe, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you again next Monday. Okay, bye.